Hold on. Hold on. All right. Okay, here we go. Sorry I'm late. Never fails. You get one of these updates. I had a NVIDIA and a Microsoft update last night. Things was going crazy. And so I was trying to go through stuff and then thought everything was fixed. And then when I tried to hit play on the I tried to hit on OBS and tried to hit play, all types of stuff went crazy. A whole new different format was saying the GPU wasn't getting recognized for the broadcast side of stuff, and my Go XLR was I didn't every time. Anyway, so I thought I was well prepared, but I was not. The computer always wins. So anyway, sorry that I'm late, but that was what the situation was about. But what's going on with you? You know what I'm saying? What's happening with you? Glad that you popped up in here. And was nice to wait for me. Ocular. But yeah, man, we're here. He says he's been waiting. He says I'm watching 2 streams of this. Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about, dedication. Anyway, what's happening, everybody? Can't Make a 405 coming to you live from the 405, man. This is another edition of my thoughts. As I say, I'm doing these Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every week. And around 2:30. Sometimes if I'm running a little late, 3 o'clock. If there's something that happens like a doctor's appointment or something of got to do something with family or something like that, I'll let you guys know beforehand. But there's it's a lot of news out there, but I mean, the one thing that I think everybody wants to hear me talk about is the situation going on with Microsoft, with Xbox. I definitely, before I get into that though, I definitely want to talk about, before I say that, let me go ahead and solicit a little bit. Hey, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. It is free. I drop content, not daily, but dropping more content than I've usually have in a very long time. And I'm going to be doing these more often. Like I said, Tuesday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I'll be streaming Tuesday nights, Thursday nights, some on the weekends, but then eventually I'm going to start doing fight night on Sundays. I've been saying that for the last, I don't know how many months, but we're going to finally get back to it. And then hopefully will be this weekend. So anyway, but yeah, before I get into talking about the Xbox situation, I mean, I think that's going to be a very, very long discussion. I want to get into the situation with Spider-Man. As you see in the gameplay of Spider-Man right here in the background, it was obviously it's not doing very well, or it's not meeting the expectations that the first Spider-Man remaster did on PC. I think a lot of that contributed to the really weird launch. It didn't make any sense. I was waiting for a pre-order so I can go ahead and try to get the game. Kind of knew, and then the anticipation of people speculating that the game was going to be $70. Now the deluxe edition is $70. The game is $60, and it's on Epic and it's on Steam. I think you can get it on Green Man, but you can't get it on other places for right now. I know that there was some other entities that you could get it from, but they had a weird caveat saying that it was a global release, but it wasn't released in the US. So this was something that Sony was trying to pull to where they were trying to maximize and make as much money as possible. The PC community already sniffed it out. I don't know if this is true or not, because really stuff from Icon Era is usually not the most credible. But they're saying and alluding to that and I don't think that was actually from Icon Era originally. I think that's from somewhere else. But they said that there was like over 300,000 downloads of pirated downloads of it. I believe it. I don't know if that's true or not. like I said, from where that source came from, that's who knows. I mean, they're not fans of anything but PlayStation over there, so it's not some one of those things that I will take. You can just take it with a grain of salt. Um, but if it's true, I mean, you know, I know that it got hit over the head because they were already. I was reading in certain places where they were already breaking the code to it in like 2 minutes. 2 minutes once the game, cracking the code or whatever, however you say it, the terminology of it, where they could go ahead and they could pirate the game already. Which to me this was just a really silly decision by Insomniac to try to jump in there and try to uh, force gamers to buy it in certain locations, and also did the whole weird pre-order thing, I guess, to try to maximize as much money as possible. And then when the product comes out, it's not very it wasn't very stable. So I mean, like I had to make a lot of adjustments for the game to get stable frame rates. It was nuts. Like, and it was so all over the place. So like, for instance, I played every game I have in 4K, except for there's few exceptions, but I play every game on my PC in 4K. But when I first played before the Nvidia patch came, I could play it at 4K at like amazing ray tracing at around 70, 80 frames per second, which, you know, for some PC gamers out there, they'll look at that and it's like, ew. But I was actually amazed by that. I was like, holy, okay, all right. Because I was like, oh, this game is optimized well because I got a 4080. I don't have a 4090. So for it to be playing that with playing that at that degree and I'm still getting 70 to 80 frames per second, that's great. Once that Nvidia patch came in and I downloaded it, it was bricking the game. It was bricking the game, and then when I was trying to run from the same thing, it was dropping frames from all the way from like 30 to 40 frames per second. So I lowered stuff and was trying to adjust and things of that nature. Game was just not running. And then don't even try to record gameplay. Don't dare try to record gameplay and have that ray tracing on. It was awful. So I was like, okay, all right, let me take it off, do this. And I was using the DLSS, but then I was like, okay, let's see how the game plays natively. And so I took the ray tracing off, made a couple other made everything else ultra, and the game ran at like 120, 30 frames per second, 130, 40 frames per second or whatever, which is fine. And in some cases when I put it on performance mode, that's without DLSS. With DLSS, it was running around close to 200 frames per second without the ray tracing on. So then, to me, I'm a graphics horse, so I want to see this game with the ray tracing, and I put the ray tracing on high, and I was getting around 100. As you can see right there, I was I don't know if you can see it because I got his gameplay. I got what you call his the chat in a way, but you can see where I have my counter right there. And so what's going on with you? What's going on with you? What's happening? But let me take that off. Now you can see up there at the top left is my counter. Where I was recording the gameplay, but I was also letting you see the frames per second. So it was so weird. Like it's like I'm getting great frames with the ray tracing on when I was running through the Nvidia app. Now, because I always usually record with the Microsoft app, that, you know, because it's just more simplistic because of the fact, but it would slog it down like, man, it would drop it, like I said, to like, I don't know, 60 frames. It was horrible. So I was like, okay, so let me use Nvidia. So this was Nvidia. I was recording the gameplay off from Nvidia. But even at times it would wig out when I was having the ray tracing on. So then I would take the ray tracing off, then I would turn it back on. It was just weird. Once you got the patch, it was just awful. It was not optimized very well at all. At first it seemed like I was like, oh man, this thing is great. Now, again, this is my first time actually playing Spider-Man 2. So the intro was fighting Sandman was really, really dope. So I thought it was cool. And I've been anticipating this game. I've been wanting to play it on the definitive edition. But I could see why PC gamers was reluctant because of the weird launch, and the fact that it was it was higher priced compared to when you bought Final Fantasy Rebirth or any other game that's being pre-ordered right now. It's, you know, $47, around $47. I had, like I said the other day, I had this this debate with somebody that kept on talking about, well, trying to get something from CD Keys or whatever. That doesn't matter. If I'm going to, I bargain shop. So I'm not, if I can find a better deal, I'm going to find a better deal. But it's not going to, but to me, it's one of those things where, as a gamer, if you take away more options, I do look at that kind of suspect, because you're trying to maximize something. And to me, it's like, this would be different. As I was making this point the other day, was that if this game came out day and date, okay, I'm not tripping about how much, if you're charging the $70 or whatever. I don't like paying $70. I have not paid for $70 for any game. But if that's the case, fine. And if you have a pre-order and you want to introduce these new enhancements or whatever that they have, that they got going on here that Sony's talked about, then that's good. That's all well and good. But a game that's almost a year and a half old, and then you're still trying to limit people to where the game can be picked up at. Then you have other games that people could pick up that they could bargain shop, or they could pick it up that day, or whatever the case of how those gamers want to buy those games. What I was reading from a lot of PC gamers was that they were nervous about the way that this game was launching. What's happening with you, Ronin? And to me, that's a big deal. Like, and that was maybe one of the reasons why, if Icon Era is correct, that it's over 300,000 pirated versions of Spider-Man 2. Well, that's Insomniac and Sony's fault. That's their fault. It's their fault. People have been asking, where's the game? 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 And then you could not get the game until 10 a.m. For me, it was 10 a.m. Central Time. I've been waiting for the last 2 weeks to try to go ahead and pre-order this game. And you wait to the day of to release it, and it's not perfect. And because of the fact of this new patch, it could be part of the new patch that happens. You know, if for people who have a lesser hardware that don't have the 40 series, to maybe have the 30 series and the 20 series, and then for the people that was having problems with NVIDIA, with AMD gamers was having problems with it. So it's got, I haven't checked it today, but last night before I went to bed, it was around, I don't know, it was mixed reactions or views for it. And again, that, you know, you got people that want Sony to not put these games on, to not put PlayStation games on PC for whatever stupid reason, to make less money, I suppose. It's making this point, well, look, this game has only did this, and this game is doing less than what the Spider-Man remaster, the port was perfect. It had a pre-order. People knew how much the game cost. See, that's again, when you look at that situation, people got budgets. People might want to put that money to something else. If you don't sit there and let people know how much a game is, or, you know, by the time, like, they never released the price until the game was ready to be released at the 10 a.m. Central Time, my time, or it was what, was it noon? It was 10 a.m. or noon. I think it was 10 a.m. But Central Time on my time zone. But again, that's just stupid. That's stupid. That's not helping your case at all. And that made a lot of people nervous. So they was like, well, look, I can go ahead and I can just get this game from back channels instead. And, you know, because it's not like it's a multiplayer game, and it's a single player game. It's you know, there was one of the complaints about it that it really wasn't that long of a game for the price that they were asking, so forth. It was confusing a lot of people about the pre-order thing, so which I thought that was really cool of Insomniac and Sony to go ahead and include those. But there was something weird going on there. I don't know what their thought process of it was, but it wasn't a good move whatsoever. And so what Ocular Fan is saying over here, he says, for the people who don't want Sony to put PlayStation games on PC, do they realize if PlayStation fails, Sony fails at the same time? Sony's biggest moneymaker is PlayStation, right? No, that's what I'm saying. Like these mental gymnastics that some of these stands talk about, like it's really weird. Like they're all over the place as it is, but really trying to go ahead and like, well, keep it in house because they think that these PC gamers will buy a PlayStation in bulk, and they haven't for the last I don't know how many years. You know what I mean? Like they'll wait, and that's what's really crazy too is that if you bring them something and then you take it away again, you're only going to get more resentment. So yeah, like I know that also it's reported from the same people from Icon era, which I said take all this with a grain of salt, but that the Gran Turismo port to PC and Demon Souls remastered or whatever or remake it's got canceled. I I don't know. I mean, nobody knows what Sony is doing. It could be true, it might not. I don't know. If they do that, then okay. If they don't, that's better. But it's not gonna I mean, it's not if the people have not bought a PlayStation yet for Gran Turismo or the Demon Souls remaster or remake, then they're not going to buy a PlayStation for those two old games. They're just not. So in the end, what you're doing is you're hurting growth for Gran Turismo and for and sales for Demon Souls. So so I don't know. Like I said, this whole thing of where PlayStation gamers are they're feeling good about themselves. We'll talk about that here in a little bit, but this whole thing of this isolation thing, while PlayStation has now been opening the tent to their exclusives, to their once exclusives, it ain't going to make any sense. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But this whole Spider-Man thing, the failure is on Sony for with the way that they managed this game. It may kind of seem like that they wanted to make this a fail, but Nixis and Insomniac did not make this port for PC for this game not to do well. But it was poorly done to where they just couldn't, it just ain't, it had too many people asking questions instead of anticipating a game that people were excited about. So that was just poorly done on them. I don't know what happened. I mean, we might get some more information about that later, but I mean, it is really weird. It is very, very, very weird. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. What is, yeah. You said you'll be back just juggling stream. Okay, stream. That's fine. But yeah, no, it didn't. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. It just not a good look. But again, I listen. It makes sense for Sony to go ahead and continue to keep doing this. Xbox is making a lot of money off of it. The number count may not look as gratifying to PlayStation fans. Maybe if they were thinking like how like a game would sell like on the PlayStation 4, because I mean game sales is down pretty much everywhere, except for certain titles. So I don't know, man. Like it is what it is. But I mean, this, like I said, this is on Sony and Insomniac for giving such a bad launch. It was just bizarre. The game optimization needs some work. I know that there was a patch when I first started playing the game earlier today, and so the game seemed to have been running a lot better. So usually with big titles like that, they don't waste too much time on not patching this stuff, so they can sit here and get better reviews and things of that nature. Because again, the PC community do not play that shit. They do not play with that stuff. So I don't know. I just wanted to touch on that first. But now let's get into it. Okay, so let's get through this. Let's get this out the way right now, here and now. Let's stop asking questions of what games Xbox is going to be bringing to PlayStation and or to other consoles. We need to stop asking that question now. Forza is here. I did not believe it. I did not. And it wasn't because of the fact of it wasn't possible. I just thought it wouldn't be because of the fact that the game usually delists in about, and it seems like probably about another year or two from now, right? So that's the thing that trips me out. So if they're sending this to PlayStation here, I don't know what the date is. I forgot what the date is, but here soon. So again, that tells me that they're going to push this game a little bit further. So again, it's wild to me because there were so many stands out there, PlayStation stands, that were getting all crazy and talking about how Forza sucks, blah 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 blah. It's just a racing game. It's not better than this and that. But now you see how they're all excited about this title. I mean, Forza Horizon 5 is one of the best racing games ever made. It is a gem of a game. Should have won game of the year in my opinion. But definitely should have been nominated for game. No question. But it's that good. And so PlayStation fans will definitely have a treat. So what my thing is the outrage between the Xbox community. It was this, right? Like everybody was kind of holding their breath on the fact of, is any of the big 3 or 4 going to drop on PlayStation? I guess we got our answer now. We got our answer. The question is now how our Xbox gamers are going to adjust to it. That's why I was asking the question, did Xbox make a mistake on making this move? So far, let me see. So far, 67% are saying no. 33% are saying yes. It is. I've said this. I don't like it. I don't like the move. I don't like it. I don't like it. I can't stand it. It makes me sick. But I've also said I understand the move. I get it. And so you might ask this question, how we got here. Why did we get to this point to now where Microsoft is now, or I should say Xbox, is now making the push to put their games everywhere? And it all started from Don Matrick. It all started from that comment from Don Matrick, his smug ass way of gotten cocky because the 360 was a juggernaut, and it actually put a dent in Sony's mind share, and they got cocky, and arrogant, and thought that they could sit here and lowball Xbox gamers by trying to force the Kinect on gamers, by trying to force not features and stuff like that. I know that some people got all about that craziness. Now, features are always in consoles ever since we got it from the PlayStation 2. So I don't want to hear nothing about features. It's about the forcing the Kinect and raising the price. And Sony took full advantage of it. And of course the media, I've made this point too as well. But that was the start of it. Don Matrick's arrogance. And then we move forward to the reluctance to Xbox. The people that was in charge of Xbox at the time before Phil took over, that didn't really care about Xbox. They cared more about Windows. They cared more about everything else than Xbox. So Xbox was kind of like a throw-in, and they were kind of like, shoot, let's get these gamer guys out the way. This isn't necessary. That was another factor. They came out with a very strong, huge, wonderful lineup of games for the first 2 years, and then kind of just poo-pooed on themselves with the rest of the continuing lineup. And then you had the content creators. You had the gaming media. I got to get just this thing more. You had the gaming media. All in the sense of because of fact, this new breed of content not so because content creation, kind of formed into what it did back in the 2013s, 2010s or whatever. But the gaming media formed into something completely different back then. There was a new level of people who love Nintendo, PC, and PlayStation more than they liked Xbox. They were in that old school thought of Microsoft bad, everything else is better than Microsoft. Microsoft is the evil empire that needs to be defeated. Apple is great, and everything else must defeat Microsoft. And so the 360 shocked and all to a lot of people in the gaming industry for sure. The fact of it is, though, is that all these things in combination with the fact that you got iffy Xbox content creators kind of got us to where we are right now. It doesn't just take one thing. It takes a multitude of things. And it all started off with Don Matrick. Don Matrick's just garbage. You could if there's not one thing that you could ever tell, that was the biggest middle finger to Microsoft and Xbox knowing he was on the way out, to sit here and to act the way he did. Well, what if and I know that there was stupid answers, questions that got stupid answers back, but you don't come out and you say, well, hey, we got the 360 right here for you. Well, what if there, especially when there was asking about, hey, military people who play on the 360 and if you need always online, instead of just saying that, we'll be working on something or whatever, trying to accommodate. It was just like, man, I don't even want to be here, man. I got a new job. I'm out of here, man. I don't care. Shut up. Get out. Get your nerdy ass out of my face. That's exactly how Don Matrick treated the people. So here comes the pile on from the gaming media, from content creators, and so forth and so forth. And when you have the content creators that we have, a lot of them are still here today, that came out in the 2010s, that were all diehard Xbox fans, that now that they're PlayStation fans, and they, and then they do the tip-turvy thing, and, well, I still like, they try to be act like wrestlers more than they just try to be supportive to a brand. It's a joke. And Microsoft said, you know what, hell with it. We're not listening to y'all no more. Because y'all ask for everything, and when we give it, you still bitch and complain, and you still aren't satisfied with anything that we're giving. Nothing. You wanted a console. That didn't have all these features. You got the console, but then yet you look at what PlayStation's bringing, and then you ask why you don't have this feature that PlayStation has. We're all within the same generation. Why is this not Upload Studio, but Upload Studio, you didn't need that. That's taking away resources. That needs to go to making games 1080p, the resolution gate. You need to take away Upload Studio. You need to take away all the snap feature. You need to take that so you can get the resolution. Take all that stuff out of there. They did it. And that's the thing to me, is where it is very problematic for me, is where people are bitching and complaining now, or there's people that's running victory laps when they were complicit to this move that Microsoft is doing. You are complicit. You are the problem. You, just like with Don Matrick being a jackass, the way that he was, to sit there and to turn people off from this and the arrogance of raising the price of the Xbox One to $500, and PlayStation sat there and said, we got them. We got them. Their arrogance and their damn greed, we got them. And now you got these people doing victory laps when they are out here never satisfied, going after Phil Spencer and others because games are going to PC, not seeing the future that was available, and the greatness of what we could have been at, where we could have been at as Xbox gamers, if we just allowed Xbox to just, as they said, beta test, future proof, try to make this vision of what Xbox was trying to do with Xbox One work. And now these yahoos over here that's over here jump ship is over here taking victory laps. You were part of it, and you know, you're talking about, well, I feel sorry for Xbox gamers, or I feel sorry for Xbox and this, that, and the third. You're complicit. You're the damn reason for it, because you did nothing but bitch and complain. You didn't sit there and you didn't stand and hold the line. And I'm not saying that anybody, it's not saying that you should not ever buy a PlayStation or support PlayStation games or Nintendo games or anything like that. That's not what I said when I'm making the point about standing the line. If you are getting paid, getting ad revenue, if the people that's listening to you are giving you super chats and they are supporting you because they are fans of what you're talking about in the sense of Xbox, and then you are constantly bitching and complaining, and these people are like, well, damn, if it's all bad over here, then maybe I shouldn't be here. Too many fake ass people in this space. We see it every day. We see people that was just talking about games because they don't get enough views, and then they turn around and then they become these damn racist, sexist, homophobic grifters, and they'll stay this and act like they're like this, and then hell, you catch them out here and they hanging around all different types of people that they ain't supposed to, and then they apologize. Or you got people that will sit here and they will pretend to be something that they're not. Like a lot of these damn gaming nerds are so-called thugs and gangsters, and they'll shoot you and beat you up, and then when you sit there and see them in person, they curl up like bitches. It is ridiculous. Where are we at here, guys? What are we doing? The reality of this, the true reality of this, is that there's a lot of reasons why we are at this point and why Xbox is making the move that they're making. Xbox is finally saying, you know what? We're just going to do what the hell we want to do. We have listened, and we constantly hear doom and gloom. It's not enough. It's not this. It's not that. Xbox is saying, we're going to make our money. And I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. It's like I said with the situation with Halo. You had all these people complain, I want the old Halo, I want that. You knowing damn well that the old Halo gameplay loop is not going to succeed in today's gaming cycle. No kid, no person that's under the age of, I would say 35, is going to play the old Halo loop and say, that's the winner, we need that again. No, they're not. I can't wait to see. I would love to see the numbers of age groups of who's playing the old Halos 1 through 3. And play Halo now. It's going to be greater because it's going to most likely, the Master Chief Collection is going to go to other platforms. But again, how many of those young people are going to stay on the old Halo? They're going to love for the nostalgia. They're going to say, oh, this is cool, this is fun. But then when they get a hands on something like, unfortunately, not Halo 5, but something like Halo 4, when they see that there's a difference there, or Halo Infinite, where do you think the younger gamers are going to be playing more of? It's going to be Halo Infinite. Like I said, there's too much bitching and complaining going on instead of us trying to see where they were going with their vision. One of the worst things ever that Xbox gamers shot themselves in the foot with is being mad about the whole DRM thing and not understanding what the DRM stuff was for, where you could share your games with 10 other people, with 10 other family members and friends. See, they already had something in the plans of Game Pass. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if it was going to be like what the structure of Game Pass is today, but just think about this now. Think about this for a hot second. Because, you know, this stuff is years in advance. And so they bring Game Pass, and they still had the original structure of what they wanted to do, where you had 10 friends or family that you could have, where you share your games with, and then you implement Game Pass with that. Come on, man. How many people would leave Game Pass? How many people would leave that? That's why Netflix became as popular as it was. And that's why you'll have a mad exodus after so long, but somehow those people come back. Those people come back to Netflix. Netflix is supposed to be on its last leg for how many years now? Come on, come on, come on, guys. What are we doing? So again, let me read what GG Gamer is saying. He's over here. Well, let's see. Let's see what you're talking about, Nintendo or whatever. He's saying, he says, you want to know what brand I'm really supportive of Nintendo, and I've been trying my best without making you guys mad. I'm really supportive of Nintendo if I can get every game. I love Nintendo. You're not making me mad. I've been knowing, because every time that you come on here and talk about, that's all you talk about is Nintendo, and that's fine. I'm not mad at a person that likes Nintendo. I'm not mad at a person that likes PlayStation more than Xbox. That you like what you like. But we can't. But you're not going to sit here and try to make it out to me. You can't make an argument to me that Nintendo is a better is better than Xbox to me. Now you can make that argument to somebody else, but it's not going to make it better to me. I mean, it's not. I like Nintendo. I enjoy Nintendo games. Not all of them, but again, I don't have a problem with people liking Nintendo. I don't have a problem with anybody liking something better than Xbox. I have never have. Gamers game how they want to. But let me sit here and continue. He says that's where then that's where I'm picking up. I only had the Xbox because Nintendo wasn't getting the games, third-party games. That's fine. I mean, I don't know. Why would I mean, maybe somebody else would be mad at you or whatever. I'm not mad about you. You've kind of already made your point for the last couple of years. About 4 years ago, you was talking about Nintendo heavily. And I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. So again, it took you, over about a decade before you could start getting back to playing some third-party games. But I mean, that was the whole point of having a PlayStation and an Xbox, or maybe have a PC. So to me, my thing is, Xbox PC is my thing. I'm probably never going to buy another PlayStation again. I don't care for a PlayStation console anymore. I'm beyond it now. It's not something that I care about anymore. Am I going to ever get rid of all my other older PlayStation consoles? Absolutely not. But buying another PlayStation console for me is irrelevant. I enjoy what I got. So there we go. So again, if Nintendo is going to give you everything that you ask for, then that's fine. There'll be that argument from PlayStation fans that where there's no need to get an Xbox. And for them, that's fine too. Xbox has made a strategy, and the strategy is there. And Xbox is saying, look, we're going to bring the games to everybody. So, hey, enjoy. The one thing that Xbox has proven is that Xbox has games, and there's a lot of people that want Xbox games. Xbox has just now proven that, because there's too many people bragging about it. If people that cared less about Xbox games right now, it would be a whimper. It wouldn't even be talked about in the discussion the way that it is. Which tells you, again, of how many people are full of bullshit in this gaming space. Xbox this, Xbox games are this. Nobody cares about this game. Nobody cares about this game. And now all they want to do is throw this in Xbox gamers' face as though it's for some, it's the end of the world. For some, they might feel that their Xbox should not ever be cut on, which is really stupid, but hey, it is what it is. To my brother, always, he's like family to me, Yobi. He says, love the Upload Studio and Snap. Upload Studio created a lot of Xbox. Absolutely, Kids Move. That was Kids Move, Big Kahuna. Tons of people. Sapo says, I honestly don't think gaming has changed. The audience for it has. You know what, Sapo? That's a great point. Gaming has always evolved. It has. It has. It definitely has. It's not a thing to where anybody cannot look at a time in gaming to where it's not evolved. I think that's probably you hit it. That's the hammer on the nail right there. Like that's perfectly said. Gaming has evolved. It's just that to some people, gaming has evolved so to a whole different level that nobody's ever thought that gaming would go. Like the 360, I've had that moment. The 360 was the moment for me that I was like, yo, this console can do what? What? All this? What? Huh? It freaked me out. Like the PlayStation 3 freaked me out a little bit until it got too freaky when I was bringing up the stuff about PlayStation Home and stuff like that. Like they were really trying to innovate in a different direction, and then it got really creepy, and so then I backed completely off of that. But what the 360 was inviting was something so new and fresh that I was like, these possibilities with gaming is insane, and it's no different than how from the PlayStation 2, how that delivered, and what the Dreamcast, and what like when somebody's, and that's what I said before, if somebody keeps bringing up the point of saying that I just want a traditional console, you are a liar, because if you are watching Netflix, you're watching sports, you're watching anything that's not pertaining to game, if you're watching YouTube, that's not just gaming. That's not just gaming. That's beyond gaming. And everybody knows it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we get too many people that gets into this soapbox of trying to pretend that this is what is good for gamers and this is what gaming is. No. Gaming has always been a part of wanting to branch out and bring that entertainment so you can cut that box on all the time, every time. So you can interact within that ecosystem of your PlayStation or your Xbox or your Nintendo. If that's the case, then Nintendo wouldn't had access to YouTube and Netflix and other things as well. So that to me is really crazy when people sit here and try to bring up stuff that's really wild. Big Bad Mo, stupid. He said PlayStation sucks. Come on, Big Bad Mo, don't stop doing that. Don't do that. He said so my boy Yobi said they have a new video editing app called Clip Champ, a Clip Camp. That would be amazing if they added it to the Xbox OS for the series or the next console. What's up with you, the blue? And so let's hear what the JT Gamer. This is the thing that caught me and cracked me up. He says, K-Mega, by your logic, I shouldn't even be on Xbox because I'm a true loyalist of Nintendo. I grew up on Nintendo. I never gave up on Nintendo. No, yeah, well, yes. If you're a loyalist to something, you don't turn your back on it. You might get mad at it. I mean, this is just, listen, we're in a fandom of consoles like we we are a fan of sports. See, this is the one thing that trips me out about when you got gaming nerds that wants to always rail on sports fans, which really gaming nerds and sports fans, and then vice versa, because sports fans look at nerds as this, and as somebody who bridges both gaps, right? They're both the same. They just fandoms of different entities. Like a sports fan is loyal to their team no matter what. There are some flip-floppers, but then see the difference with sports fans, a flip-flopper gets scrutinized. They don't get praised. Gamers, they want to scrutinize sports fans, but then yet they sit there and they show their brand loyalty. And in all actuality, we're paying money to go see these players, these athletes, and these companies just want more money from us. That's why they want sales tax and everything else to build their stadiums, and we mostly have to pay for them, and so forth and so forth. But when you're a fan of something, you're a fandom. It's not the meaning that I'm a Thunder fan that I can't be a 76ers fan, because I am. Because I mean, before the OKC Thunder became the OKC Thunder, I was an Iverson fan. Before that, I was a Jordan fan because Oklahoma didn't have a professional basketball team here. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm always going to be about the Crimson and Cream. I'm an OU fan. Always will be. Sooner born, sooner bred. You know what I mean? So that's me. I'm a Rams fan. I know I live in Oklahoma, born and raised in Oklahoma, but I've been a Rams fan ever since I seen Eric Dickerson back in the 80s. I am a Rams fan. I will die with Rams colors on, most likely. I've already made it. When my funeral comes, I better have some Rams colors on. That's just how it is. Out of every team, I am more loyal to the Rams than any other team. And I would say maybe the Rams and the Sooners are back to back. And I mean, Thunder has been here long enough for me to I got the loyalty for my Thunder, but I mean, we're talking about I'll be 50 this year. So, you know, I've been a Rams fan and an OU fan for ages. So, but yeah, I am going to that's my team. I don't care if it's LA Rams, St. Louis Rams, they could be the Mars Rams for all I care. I am a Rams fan, do or die. So, but my thing is, I'm a Padres fan. So it's the crazy thing. So yeah, when people say, man, how do you like so many teams from different places? Because my state don't have a lot of professional teams. So, but I'm loyal to them. Doesn't mean that I don't like I said, the 76ers, or I don't like the Bengals, or you know, for another baseball team like the Red Sox. I like the Red Sox. You know, you can like other things, but there's always a loyalty to it, and I stay loyal to the soil. Now, and that's the same thing with Xbox. I was a Nintendo fan. I was an Atari fan, Nintendo fan. Well, take it even further back. I was an arcade fan. I was an Atari fan, a Commodore 64 fan, a Nintendo NES, Sega, PlayStation, Xbox. But I found now since I've gotten older, I know where I am and I know where I want to be. And that's Xbox. Anything that, until the wheels fall off, until they shut the light down on Xbox, that's where I'll be. It's got nothing to do with where I won't play a PlayStation game, because you're seeing PlayStation PlayStation gameplay there. It's not like I won't play Nintendo games. You'll see me back on Nintendo here, and so it's to me, it's more about, if you are a person that gets on or get on this stage, and you talk about that you are loyal to, and I use that word loosely, because I don't, you know, but sports fans, for being a sports fan, saying loyal doesn't sound as weird, but to a company of plastic, it does sound a little weird. But my thing is that I am all into the ecosystem of what Xbox does. And if their innovation is going to take us here, then I'm there. I'm not going to tell any Xbox gamers, you can't be pissed off about what Xbox is doing, because like I said, I don't like the strategy. I don't. But it ain't gonna break me one way or the other if Xbox turns everything out. What makes me feel a little bit better is if Xbox sit there before they send the big three, all of the big three over. Don't give it to them day and date. Make them wait. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. There ain't no way you're gonna sit there and put the new Halo out and then PlayStation gamers get it at the same time. That just don't mean that. If we're at that stage, right? Then it should be to where everything, like PlayStation is doing the same thing at that point. If we at that stage, then okay, cool, whatever. But the way that things are structured now, no, just make them wait. You know what I'm saying? Make them wait. And you're hearing more about, like, and you're gonna hear a lot about this, that now PlayStation is ready to turn course because Xbox is already gonna give an incentive for people to buy a PlayStation, which it could. It very well could. It could make people say, look, I'm going to go ahead and buy a PlayStation. I'm going to play Xbox games there anyway. But it also is not going to benefit PlayStation as though some of these people think. Because if they bring out Forza Horizon 5, right? And Forza Horizon does very well on PlayStation. And let's say that Phantom Zero comes out around the same time. Let's just say that they come out around the same time and people gravitate more to Forza 5. That's going to hurt Sony. That's not going to hurt Xbox. That's going to hurt Sony, because they invested more money into this game that's an exclusive than a port that came from Xbox that is 5-6 years old. You see what I'm saying? So that's the thing that where I get the business strategy of it, but that's if Forza Horizon 5 does well on PlayStation. It should. It should. There's a lot of oh, that's what I want to hear, Yobi. That's what I want to hear. I can't wait. I can't wait, brother. He said, my brother Yobi said, I'll be back joining you on Fight Night soon. He says, been mad busy with work, picking up Sparking Zero next week. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Because I need to get back to playing that. I haven't played that in months. I played that the first month that it came out. And then, like I said, I've been kind of all over the place. So, and haven't been really streaming a lot. But anyway, let me continue, please. Where the whole situation is where it will cause problems. And then again, that there's more information coming out now of the Marcus Phoenix collection. It will be coming to PlayStation, and it will be announced soon. So let's just say that Xbox drops 3 to 4. Well, no, it'll be more than that because Outer Worlds 2 is supposed to be slated to come out this year. Indiana Jones is coming out for PlayStation here in a couple of months. Got Forza. If the Master Chief, if the Marcus Phoenix collection does that, then that will be this year. And if the Master Chief collection comes out, that will be this year. So that's 5 Xbox games already that will be coming out on PlayStation. And what I'm wondering what the strategy from Microsoft will be. When are they going to drop those games? Are they going to drop those games around the time that PlayStation exclusives come out to try to kind of corner them, to try to, hey, look, because I mean, let's just keep it real. There will be people that'll buy. I don't know how many people will buy the Master Chief collection. I think there will be a lot of people that will from PlayStation, but the Gears of War, that's gonna hit. That's gonna hit. If any game that I you know what I'm saying, I anticipate Forza Horizon to hit, but Gears is gonna hit. That's gonna hit. I can't call it for Master Chief. I think it would for nostalgia, but I don't know because of the fact that I'm saying that it's an old title. And you would only have older PlayStation people that would be like, you know what? Hey, I remember playing it many years ago. I'll come back and do it. But if Sony goes out there and if Microsoft is smart with this on where they place their games, they're like a game like Solar Side, and you put Gears there, Solar Side is in trouble. You put Halo there, or Solar Side is in trouble. So we'll see what Xbox does. If Xbox does the kumbaya shit, then I don't know. I mean, I'm like, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't like it, but like I said, I don't know. But you would think that Xbox is going to go ahead and have a little bit more aggression on something since they're going to go ahead and do this. They want to make the money, so you would think that they would really want to. That's another form of competition. I don't know, man. I don't want the fact. I don't want to think of Xbox releasing any of the big 5, 6 on PlayStation day and date. To me, that would be, I don't know. That to me, and I don't like saying this because I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it to the degree of how some people use it. But I will, if this makes sense to you guys, but I will concede a little bit by saying that if let's say that the Halo remake comes out on Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo, just everywhere day and date, it does seem that it would devalue the console, the Xbox console. It would appear that way. Now, if you go ahead and you wait 6 months, a year, 2 years, all right, there you go. Because then Xbox game, and I understand that the new exclusive is Play Anywhere and Game Pass. I get that, but it's still, there's a thing to where an Xbox, where some Xbox gamers would be, for especially new Xbox gamers, that would want to, that might be attracted to the new Xbox. If they're saying that, well, I can get, this game is dropping the same day as this on PlayStation, and I'm getting these PlayStation games, and if we still have PlayStation that's not dropping a Spider-Man or a Horizon Zero Dawn or any of those type of games, then it does seem like the console itself would be depreciated in that degree. And like I said, I don't like using that term the way that some Xbox gamers use it, because I think that it doesn't make sense when you say it depreciated because these games are going over to PlayStation and Nintendo. No, it doesn't. It does not depreciate the console itself. But if you do that day and date, you are harming potential sales of a console if a person is wanting to be interested in, let's say, for instance, the new Xbox. And the new Xbox got all these bells and whistles and new features, but then yet it's coming to PlayStation. Yeah, I can agree with that. Like I said, that's my part of it that I can agree with. But if it's timed and it comes later, okay, it doesn't depreciate anything, because you still have the benefit of what the new Xbox will do, or what of the Series S and X have. What they have with the current console, and of course with the other perks with Game Pass, and with you have Play Anywhere. So I don't know. I hope that made sense to you guys. I hope it did make some sense with the way that I was trying to break that down. Let's say Ocular. He said MDGB Capital is the private company that manages a group of assets and operating companies throughout North America, and serves as an advisor to how many high-tech ventures such as Platonic Nordis Inc. What the hell are y'all talking about? What is that about? Okay, I don't know. Okay, I don't know. What is that about? Ocular. He says when is that from somewhere else? I don't know. Let me look. But okay, so let's go from Ra. He said, hell, he says, I wanted a Luma Room. Bro, talk about it. That feature was so dope. He's like Mixer, Tune, Windows Phone, Connect, and HoloLens. Nobody knows the power of the Xbox One since it was partially cloud. It was partially cloud. See Flight Sim, bro. That's what I'm trying to say, right? Like, there was too many people that was hindering. They fell victim to the. And I said this, and we as content creators like to repeat ourselves quite a bit. So that's what we do. That's what I'll do. We as content creators fell for the Xbox content creators fell for the rope-a-dope. I didn't. There's a few things I fell for, but a lot of them fell for the rope-a-dope of the resolution wars. The resolution gate stuff was the most silliest thing ever. The DRM thing was the most silliest thing ever, because the information that they were getting this from was from PC gamers, and PC gamers, that's all they know, because they love Steam, and Steam is a DRM haven. So again, that's to me is where I was just looking at like, what? Hold up. We get DRM on music CDs. What are you talking on our DVDs? What are you talking about? I don't see people over here bitching and complaining about when they go buy a DVD, or when they put the DVD in, or when they rent or not rent, but when they buy a digital copy of something. When did this become a thing? And that's the thing that causes the big uproars, because of the ignorance of not understanding the tech that was available and has been available. Like when they were talking about offline and all this other stuff, and they were trying to make it seem like PlayStation, nothing that PlayStation had was always online, or that they had this option to where every game played offline, which no. Destiny, you had to be online. NBA 2K, you had to be online. Now they changed it to where and well, I don't know about NBA 2K. I think NBA 2K you still got to be online in order to play it. I know that they've made some changes and concessions over the years. But at the beginning, when they were making this point, I'm like, hold up, I'm playing NBA 2K on my PlayStation right now, and I cannot play it offline. I cannot play Destiny because I double dipped and bought it on PlayStation and bought it on Xbox. You had to be online in order to play that. And there was a whole bunch of other games that needed to be online in order for you to play. But again, the narrative of where people were using this, and then you be on podcasts and you would argue this moment, and then there would be nobody to be on your side. You would probably be the only one in the room that would know, to have the common sense. And then everybody else would be like, well, no, Mega, I think that, no, I think you're wrong on this. When the information came out to be, when I would say something like, no, man, see, here it is right here, then they would poo-poo it away as though, that's old news now. Nah, bro. No. See, see, again, there was two, when you brought up the aluminum room and all that, like all of these crazy features that Xbox One was bringing, the Xbox One was not as powerful as the PlayStation 4, but the PlayStation 4 was nowhere near as technical as what the Xbox One was. The Xbox One deserves a lot of credit, just like I was bringing up about the Series S. The Series S deserves a lot of credit for the power that it produced for the price that it is. The Xbox One, the one thing that hurt it was the human beings around it, because they didn't know how to message it properly. They got greedy and wanted to push it and force certain things of products, which they should have just sold the Kinect. We still probably would have maybe still had a Kinect if it wasn't for that stupid move of forcing the Kinect down gamers' throat because of that $100 price tag. And listen, the HoloLens, really cool, but it was too expensive, way too expensive. So, there was nobody that was really going to jump on that. And it's like what I've said about VR. VR is a cool tech, right? Like I respect it, but it's just not, it's not for everybody. And so, just whatever. I don't know. Now, the one thing that because I'm not the biggest fan of handheld stuff, but I respect it because I see the potential of it, because I did love the PSP. I thought the PSP and the PSP Go were fantastic devices because of the fact that I thought that the Game Boy was a fantastic device. But the problem was that it was too small for my hands, and it just it just didn't seem anywhere. It didn't seem as technologically advanced until I touched the PSP, and I'm like, yo, the PSP is fire. It's fire. It's a great piece of tech, right? So, and the PSP Go had a good thought, had a good premise to it, but I don't know. But anyway, they're talking about all these companies that's finna get back into the handheld space. So I'm looking forward to it. I will buy a handheld. I'll buy one. I mean, hopefully that the rumors is true, that it'll just be something that'll come in a bundle with Xbox, with the new Xbox, and I ain't got to worry about buying something extra. I could just buy it within a bundle and then go from there. But I am not, but like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of handheld anything, because if I'm on the go, I'm on the go, and I don't really care about bringing anything gaming with me on the go. I'm not saying that I wouldn't, but just not my thing. But I do respect that. But VR and all that, I respect the tech, but I never really thought ever seen that technology would ever take off. So anyway, let's keep this going. Oculus said, go read your Don Matrick. Oh yeah. Let's read it. He said, I'm shocked that Don Matrick has been co-president and co-founder of MDGB Capital for 10 years now. Oh, yeah, but I thought he got fired from there. Oh, no. Okay, so that was his other venture after he got fired from the place that he left Xbox for. That's where he's at. Well, listen, it's one of those things where you learn from your mistakes. I think now he could look back and he could say that he made a mistake. But I don't think he cared, because I don't know if he forced himself out or if he got forced out. I don't know how that situation happened. I can't remember. And if I did remember, I don't remember now. So I don't remember now. I don't care. I mean, the damage is already done. The Don Matrick years is what you call it, is a problem. So anyway, I mean, the marketing of Don Matrick was fantastic, but his overall skill of trying to communicate with gamers and people just wasn't good at all. So, and that's what we have is, and listen, would I substitute Don Matrick's marketing skills for his shrewdness of not how to deal with people? No, because I feel the way that Phil communicates with people is so much more inviting, and it shows. Because listen, Phil Spencer has outlasted I don't know how many PlayStation CEOs and other CEOs out there in companies. So there's a reason why this man is still ahead of Xbox. So you gotta note that. So no, I do want the marketing team to be a little bit more out there at Xbox. Everybody does, but it is what it is. Because I mean, the times when Xbox do market proper, they do a good job, but it's so hit and miss. And I mean, listen, marketing for everybody is bad. PlayStation don't market nowhere near like I used to love those PlayStation commercials that they would have the people running around and have the music, and they would have some people playing like they were playing a certain PlayStation game. So like they don't advertise like that no more. It's too much money. So it's not like, that's what I'm saying. Like we've seen it. And then like, I remember when they were first advertising Final Fantasy 16, such a bland, advertisement. They would show old dude screaming, and coming to PlayStation. And that was it. That was it. And they would do the PlayStation, and that's it. Nothing. They would show a little action scene and him saying, and that's it. And they would do it at different times of night. You know what I'm saying? Like I was like, what? And I was noticing it more and more before that, but it never caught me until I was like, okay, so this is another Final Fantasy game. This is going to be, I'm sure we about to see a pretty big ad from them. And that was all you got. So yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Ocular fan said Forza are coming out on Nintendo. Won't hurt Nintendo. Nintendo don't have a hardcore racing franchise. The only racing they have is Mario Kart, which is not the same, and they recognize now. JT, I think that you're too much into the Nintendo sauce. They do not have a racing franchise, and Mario Kart is a different type of animal, right? Like so, Mario Kart it's a racing game, but it's something different. Yeah, it could if a Nintendo game, let's say a Nintendo smaller title came about, and then Forza did land on Nintendo, Forza Horizon 5. Forza Horizon 5 is going to cook because of the main reason why you're saying is that it is not because the Nintendo franchise don't have a racer. The Nintendo franchise would then finally get a racing a true racing franchise like Forza that will build a fan base. Now again, I think it would be since you're going to be bringing Forza Horizon Motorsport. Now that's the weird thing right there. Because like Stans will always bring up the stuff about don't you bring up Horizon because Horizon dog walks the hell out of GT. And ever since Forza Horizon 2, Forza Horizon has dog walked. Like, I mean, come on. Gran Turismo. That's how Forza's been doing Gran Turismo. Come on now. Come on, sugar. Dog walking the hell out of them, right? But motorsport, but Forza the Motorsport doesn't, right? Like it doesn't do it. So that's why the stands is like, see the difference? They're the same. No. There's a racing franchise that can separate the two, make one more arcadey, more one that's more simulated, and they're still making money. It's not like that Forza Motorsport is chopped liver. It just doesn't outsell GT. But when you combine just that whole Forza franchise, GT would love to have something of that, love to have what Forza has. Forza is the standard now in racing. You can sit there and talk about Project Cars. Is there any more Project Cars coming? I do not think so. Matter of fact, I got the last Project Cars. They tried to make it play like Forza. Or a mix of Forza and Gotham Racing. They kind of got away from their from what their gamers love. What Namco should have always done is stuck with Ridge Racer. I don't know why they. Hopefully they'll go back to Ridge Racer. I think I've seen patents for them, so hopefully they'll go back to Ridge Racer. But yeah, I mean, the overall best franchise, of course, the all-time selling franchise is Need for Speed. But we all know the Need for Speed has been on a struggling in the sense of getting that same type of love that Forza and GT has. People buy Need for Speeds, but they don't have that same type of. They don't get the same type of love that Need for Speed used to get. So again, Forza is just a better product. But if you got Forza on Nintendo, that would bridge the gap. And again, like if you bring Motorsport to Nintendo, then they would also have an arcade and then a sim. That would benefit Xbox greatly. Now, I don't know if Motorsport would come to PlayStation because of Gran Turismo, and I don't know if PlayStation would even want that, because then you would have people that would actually see, instead of always hearing comparisons or always watching choppy video or everything, of how superior graphically and everything else that it's been implementing into Motorsport over GT7, bro. It would be, man, let somebody play the PlayStation, have a PlayStation Pro and have Forza Motorsport over there, and then you would have GT7, bro. It would be a bad situation, because they would really see what true beauty in car design and graphics in a racer looks like. Not saying, I'm not trying to. And listen, I am a huge fan of GT. I would love GT, but see, I want GT because that's having GT on my PlayStation 4. I'm like, I want this on my PC. I want the definitive. I want that on my 40 series. Or if I go ahead and later on down the line, get a 50 series. But I want to see what GT look like on that. Name more. Hold on. Ridge Racer was, Burnout was his own thing. Burnout was his own entity. Ridge Racer. See, what I would love them PlayStation to do, or Namco to do, is to bring back the nostalgia feel of that vibe, that nostalgia vibe of what Ridge Racer 4 was. Ridge Racer R-Type 4 was still, the music in that game, some of the best. Oh my God. I can hear Silhouette. Oh my God. Oh my God. I love everything about 4. I can go back to 4 right now and look at them ugly ass PlayStation 1 graphics and have me a blast. I love Ridge Racer 4. That's what Namco needs to do. They tried to do it with Ridge Racer Unbound, had a kind of cool, and that's where I think you bring it up about Burnout, because they did use the Burnout type of vibe on that, and it didn't work. Unbound was not. I think Unbound is delisted. Matter of fact, I do have it though. I need to show some gameplay of that. I haven't shown no gameplay of that in a long time, because I haven't played it in a long time. But yeah, no, they need to get back to that. So what? And Ridge Racer 6, Ridge Racer 5, Ridge Racer 4. That's the vibe they need to get to. They need to get to the dope music, the cool kind of arcade vibe, the whole, like with these type of graphics in racers today, man, can you imagine when you see planes and the people dancing? Oh my God, man, I would buy that in a heartbeat. But anyway, Namco's cooking in other ways, but I would love them to go ahead and try to bring a really dope version of Ridge Racer at some point. Again, Namor said he said, I'm only talking about the last one. Yeah, it deviated from, it did definitely deviated. It's that's the thing. And that's another thing too. Devs out there, please, if any devs is listening, somebody please make something like, Split Second. What I don't know. That is the coolest driving premise, racing premise of all time to me. How in the world do we not have another game in this time of gaming like Split Second? That's what I need to know. Like, there's three different type of racing genres. Type of racers that I just don't understand that we don't have today. One is something like Twisted Metal. I know that there's some that try to do things like Twisted Metal, like Grip and others, but it's just not the same. I think that Speed Outlaws. I haven't even got to play it. Lemon sit there and told me about it, and I've downloaded it, but I haven't even booted it up. But that's from the Warhammer. But that's kind of like, but yeah, something like Twisted Metal, something like Split Second, and maybe something around like what like Blur is. Like, I don't understand why we do not have any, especially Split Second. Split Second is one of the best racing games that's ever touched the face of the earth. That was I don't know. Disney didn't know what they had, bro. Disney did not know what they had. Disney did not know what they had, man. I wish one of these indie studios or somebody would say, man, come on, let's try to do something like this. Now, I don't know if there's stuff that's patented, that they can't do too many things, because you know how some companies, they act like that, but I don't know. But there should be something that's like Split Second. Omar. Yeah, 6 and 7 was Omar. Yeah, I cannot understand that. That blows my mind that there's not another dev, especially for developers that make games for PC and stuff like that, that's not trying to work on another racer like Split Second. That doesn't give us something that's on that same pathway. Could you imagine with today's graphics, somebody saying Unreal Engine 5 and you got all that destruction and boy, oh my God, that would be insane. So anyway, but yeah, okay. So back to my point about Xbox. Listen, Xbox is. We'll find out. As like I said before, I'm Xbox do or die. That doesn't mean that I don't understand that I am not feeling the pain of other Xbox gamers out there that feels betrayed. I see people out there that's and I feel like it's going to be even more divided between the Xbox community, because you're going to have the people that's going to talk about, and that's one thing that I don't want it to turn to, because yeah, I did it to a couple of people because they were over talk. There was like, dude has an Xbox in his name, but over here riding with PlayStation. It's the weirdest shit I've ever seen. But he's bringing up, oh, well, Xbox, how's them sales doing for Xbox? Xbox is the #1 publisher. That's what I hit him with. So Xbox is the #1 publisher, bro. And I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to talk about the numbers and shit like that. I really don't. I talk about them, but I don't want to talk about them. I want to talk about the games. I want to talk about innovation. You know what I'm saying? Want to talk about other stuff within gaming. But I don't want to get here and talk about the numbers game. I mean, listen, the one thing about with Xbox is where I feel like if Xbox can and I've said this, if Xbox can maintain 40+ million consoles, Xbox will continue to keep making consoles. If Xbox get into that realm of where they're selling around what the Wii U sold, then there will not be another Xbox console. So yeah, we're guaranteed a new Xbox coming this next generation. We're not guaranteed for anything, because that's another fault of the Xbox communities as well, is that when we do get good games, we allow other people to shit on them, and then we shit on those games too. Or we sit here and we'll talk about them until those games get talked about by people that are higher tier content creators. Case in point, High Five Rush. It was embarrassing to see certain YouTubers out there, and you know who you are, that got out there and was bragging about High Five Rush, and then you got exposed by PlayStation and Nation that you didn't play that game until that game was nominated for Game of the Year. It was embarrassing, very embarrassing, because it wasn't just one or two; it was multiple. You know, I was on it day one, like, holy shit, this game is fire. What? But yet now you're talking to me and telling you and yeah, and we're all in, and I'm enjoying when I'm getting likes from some of these same people and retweets and so forth, and I'm like, yeah, how does High Five Rush? Because I talk with my gameplay. You sit here and you talk about, hey, well, Mega don't play game. What? I don't do what? My gameplay is showing you. This is my gameplay. What are you talking about? So I talk with my gameplay. I'm over here talking about this game is fantastic. It's great. I see it being retweeted. I get all these views and all this and all that. Great, you know what I'm saying, for on Twitter X and all that and everything. And I'm like, yeah, great. TikTok. And then all of a sudden I see I see these people, I see these people exposing some of these people that was over there bragging about the game and using my content as their push for this game to be nominated for Game of the Year. Or I would have arguments with people, not on GRG, but I would have arguments with people online to where, why High Five Rush shouldn't be considered for a nomination for maybe Game of the Year or some of that nature because of this, that, and the third, and then come to find out that they didn't play the game. That we had a lot of that, a lot of that. You know what? And you know what's even sad about that is because I seen one of those flip-floppers out there just last year bring up about Quantum Break. I shit you not. I said, what? You were a Xbox content creator, right? Now I ain't gonna say no names. I ain't no snitch. But you was an Xbox content creator and you just posted just last year that you beat Quantum Break. Now I understand if I'm saying if you beat it, I mean because I've done that with plenty of games where I've played quite a bit and I haven't beat it yet, and then I'll go back years later. That's happened to me a lot. But you talked about that game. I listened to you on other podcasts, sit there and talk and rail up about that game, and you didn't put no time in it until now? You didn't actually beat that game until now? Hell, I mean, if you only got to like the last, if you got to like the middle end of the achievements of it, that means you had a good experience with the game to know what was going on within the game. But then yet you don't sit there and you just now post and say that I just beat Quantum Break. What a fantastic, and I see that a lot with the media, with the gaming media. The gaming media sat there and dogged out, gave bad ratings for this game, for a game like Quantum Break, but then they brag about it now. Games ain't gonna gain no more sales. They shitted on it, and then they sit there and they're gonna talk about, well, that was a good game. Well, because why? You didn't want Xbox to get a sequel to it. You didn't want it because the rumors of Xbox maybe was trying to acquire Respawn game. I mean, not Respawn Games, but I forget the studio now. So you can sit there and get them. That the Xbox can get them and add them to the greatness. Oh boy, sickening times. Nah, I ain't gonna put no name on the bullet. I'm not gonna put no name on the bullet. But people out there that's listening, they know who they know that if they're listening, you know who you are. And people that's listening, they know who I'm talking about because they've seen it too. They've seen it too. But I ain't gonna put Remedy Games. Thank you, Ocular. But no. I'm not gonna put no bullet on the name. I'm not gonna put no bullet on the name. It's too early in 2025. Maybe when dealing with this crazy ass administration, and maybe I'll be on full demon time and I'll put a whole bunch of bullets on names. I might. I don't know. But for right now, it's just the start of 2025. It's the start of 2025. I'm gonna try to keep it heavenly right now. But this is the reality of it. That's what I said. There's a whole bunch of things of why we in this position, why Xbox gamers in this position right now. And like I said, I will not chastise Xbox gamers for being pissed off. The only thing that I will say this, I do have a problem with Xbox gamers over here, and it's usually fake, but sometimes it's not, where you're going to damage property that you paid money for to prove a point to something. So hold up, let me get this right. You're going to go ahead and break a product that you paid $500 or $550 for, burn it, beat it, shoot it, pour water on it, dip it in acid. I don't know what all these crazy things that people do with consoles. Beat it with a bat, whatever. Assault it. Damn. I'll go back and I'll read it ocular. But you tell me that, and you mean to tell me that I'm going to go to PlayStation? So let me get this right. I can turn on my Xbox right now. My Xbox got over 1,400 games on it. Got over 1,400 games on it. That's one reason why I'm not going any damn where. I got what, 200-300 on my PlayStation? Bruh, it's not even in the same category. I got more games on my PC now than I did on my PlayStation or Nintendo. By the time this new Nintendo come, I probably might have more games on my Nintendo than I will on my PlayStation. That's why I say my PlayStation is becoming irrelevant to me. I will always respect. What up, Rain? Haven't seen your brother slide through. Thank you. I will always respect the PlayStation for what it brought me. It brought me fantastic games, fantastic IPs. It's still labeled as one of the best consoles I've ever played in my life, the PlayStation 1. But it's time to break up. And so you're telling me these people that's showing breaking their Xboxes and doing all that, you're gonna go to PlayStation. Well, they might already have a PlayStation, right? And I'm gonna rebuild my library. I'm gonna rebuild. I may have 200-300 games. I mean, obviously, a lot of us that's in this space has more than 100 plus games, right? Now, there's some of these yahoos out here that talks about buy games, no Game Pass, no games as a service, and then they sorry asses is over here got 12 games in their library, 20 at the max. Shut up. Get out of here. You're not a gamer. You just want attention. But therefore, the majority of us out here, we got hundreds and hundreds of games. That's like, that's what I'm saying. The PlayStation community, even though there's a lot of them out there, there's a lot of stands out there that are grotesque human beings. But the reality of it is that hell, at least they stick to what they believe in. Lord have mercy, they will lie, cheat, steal. They'll take from your family to ride for PlayStation. But goddamn, they are not going to. But they're honest about where their loyalty is, in the sense of where their games are, where they put their money into. And that's what I'm not understanding is when you get out here and like I said, you can be mad about what Xbox is doing. I don't like what they're doing either. But you're gonna assault your Xbox that you paid money for, and then bring more money and then put more money, spend more money on games that you already have on this device, on this other device, because they're doing something that you don't like. Now, again, if it's something that detrimental, all right, do you. But it ain't that detrimental to me, Jack. That plastic box I am not going to destroy that plastic box around this corner right here. I'm not going to, as many times as I talk about PlayStation and the dumb shit that they do, I am not going to assault any console I got. Not that Nintendo, not nothing. You know what I'm saying? Hell, I got one of the consoles gifted to me for my wedding. I'm not going to assault it because I feel that company does something stupid. Are you kidding me? Man, listen, I'm thankful for the shit that I got. And listen, as a person who sit there and grew up poor and I'm not rich by no means. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed, but I'm not rich. But I'd be goddamn if I'm going to sit there and just mess up money. That's crazy as hell. So when you get out there and you do this and people like that and you see hundreds and thousands of likes out there, y'all are all really goddamn ignorant. Because you're promoting silly shit like that that makes no sense. You're wasting your own money. By all means, do it. Hell, if you're going to just give away money, hell, K-Mega got a super chat that I can give me that in the super chat. Oh, hey, look, I got a PayPal, K-Mega 45. Just look at the link in the description. You can hook me up. If you just want to give money away, hell, I add to my gaming fund, to my whole thing. Let me go ahead and do that. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead, give that to me. I'll take it. You see what I'm saying? So again, I ain't going nowhere for the many games that I've sit there and I spend into Xbox. I'm not going nowhere. Don't have to like it. Don't like this strategy, but they got me by the nuts, bro. I am not going nowhere. They got pause, but they got me. I got too many games. They got too many games, bro. Let me see. I'm gonna go back and read what I said, but I said what my brother Rain said. He said, He says, anyone say they making a mistake is a buster. So okay, all right. So Rain, you agreeing with this? See, now that's the thing right there. So by the end of this stream, I'm going to see how many people find out to this. Where are Xbox gamers now? We've been hearing this for about a couple of years now, so we will know. Well, let me go back to what Ocular said about the. Okay. Oh, I thought you gave the names, but I guess not. But oh no, okay, hold on. All right, here we go. So Ocular said Phil has outlasted Andrew House, Jack Trenton, Jim Ryan, Sean Layton, and 4 PlayStation CEOs. Yeah, no, he did. He did. He did. He did. He did. No question about it. No question about it. Big Bad Mo said this strategy is great. It provides me with more games. That's it. This is the game that we're at now. It's the era of, yeah, PlayStation is going to hold on as long as possible. And now, you're going to hear all these really crazy, outlandish things about PlayStation is going to roll back on putting games on PC. Listen, you know why I know that that's bullshit? Because right here, this gameplay that you're seeing right here, even though they need to get this shit optimized better. But this game you see right here, because the reason why is because they'll eventually start making the money. They'll start making some money back on it. You know what I'm saying? People just gonna wait for a sale. They're gonna wait for the price to go down about $10, $15, and then people are gonna start buying the game. They're gonna wait for the patches, and then they're gonna wait for the price to go down, and then the game will sell. The game will sell more. The problem is that it was a horrible launch, like I said earlier on this stream, and it was weird how they did the launch, and you just don't mess with people's money like that. Like people got things to do with their money. And if people wanted, like me, I was over here like, and it was really this close. I was just like, man, if they don't have nothing up here for the next hour, I'm gonna buy me this one game that I see that's for $20, and then I'm gonna go take this money and go do something else with it. I'm gonna take the $60 and do something else with it. That's where I was. Because even my wife was like, that Spider-Man game ain't up yet? I said no. Because she said she was looking on Steam, and she was like, I think she was expecting, because she kind of knows how my pattern is when there's a game that I want, and I know that the date's coming, then I'm already playing it, right? And so she's like, that game ain't out yet? I said no. She's like, damn, that's even frustrating me. And she's not a gamer, bro. Like that's where we are. You know what I mean? Like that don't make any sense. So so that's why the sales don't look very good, and that's why you get these mixed reactions. So again, I don't know, but yeah, this whole theory that PlayStation is going to roll it back in and they're going to do that. No, they're not. No, they're not. They're already showing you that they got other games that's going to be coming. So that's not going to be accurate news. I still think that and I'll see, because like I said, hey, this generation, I've been wrong, I've been right, and I've been wrong. I was like, I don't see Forza 5 coming, just for the reasons why I've always said about the delist thing. But Xbox said, hell, we're gonna do it anyway. So I was like, well, okay, I'm proven wrong. And so maybe PlayStation might say, well, we changed our mind and we don't want to spend the extra money to put Gran Turismo on PC. I would think that that'd be a mistake, because I think that game would sell very well on PC. Because there is a huge driving fan base on PC. Demon Souls, I mean, I know that people like the game or whatever. I don't. I mean, it's not something I would buy, but yeah, I don't know. But if they do reel them in, that okay. But that don't mean that they're going to reel everything in. So they just probably just looked at it and said, man, we'll just hold off and then do something else, and maybe when the next new game come on, and then because PlayStation is going to do a day and date thing. It's inevitable. So don't believe that garbage. Let's see. Let's read a little bit more. Let's see. Big Bad Mo said, ain't never had this many games to play ever without paying for them. Game Pass is king, bro. You see me? This is why I was showing this gameplay. This is showing me buying Spider-Man, and then me playing Sniper Resistance off of Game Pass. We're winning. Like, gamers are winning. That's what I'm saying. Like, Xbox is really spoiling us. Xbox is spoiling the hell out of us, because you're right. I haven't played this many games in my life to where I didn't have to, because we are paying for Game Pass, but it's according to how it's what makes it even sweeter is how you pay for Game Pass. If you buy Game Pass in bulk, it's even a better, sweeter deal. If you buy it for 6 months and beyond, bro, you are winning, because you're not even worrying about, oh damn, I got this money coming out this month. I got this money coming out this month. You got it for, what I'm saying? And if you do like how I do it or whatever, which I gotta renew mine here. I was gonna try to do it last summer, but I didn't. To renew it for 2 or 3 years, man, there ain't nothing to worry about. You know what I'm saying? Like you're just playing games, and see, you're just enjoying playing games, and you're paying less actually. So you're really winning. And then for those moments when you sit here and the one thing that's worse than anything is a game that you really want to play, right? For instance, in Sniper Resistance is not a top game on my list or anything, but I like playing those games. Well, the game comes out and I'm like, man, I had to get to Spider-Man, and yeah, I'm having fun playing Spider-Man, so I'm cool on it. But then you still get that thought in the back of your head, oh man, this Resistance, man, I really want to play it, man, damn. And especially what gets you is when people show you gameplay and you like, man, see, I know I've been wanting to play this game, but you didn't have the money, or, you don't want to spend the money, or whatever the case may be. Game Pass got you, bro. That's why they hate. That's why those that hate Game Pass, they hate it because they don't have it. And they refuse to want to give Xbox its props for it. So they rather talk bad about it, when deep down in they jealous ass, envious, tart heart don't want to sit there and be real about it. You want it. You want Sony to do this, bro. So that's the thing, right? Like, it's like, yeah. So, Dutch, he said PC gamers win most of all for sure. No, I mean, that's why I say PC, Xbox for me, and Nintendo. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo is the thought, it's the one that you call up, when you can't get, hit the side piece, or the main don't want you. You know what I'm saying? She ain't dealing with you. Y'all been together for too long. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just friends. You know what I'm saying? But the Nintendo could be the little thought, I don't really like her, but shit. You know what I'm saying? The side piece is in flux, and she don't want to sit there and talk to you. You know what I mean? She mad at you because you still with the main and all that other stuff. So that's what the thought is for. That's what Nintendo is. Nintendo's a little thought. You know what I'm saying? The side piece is now, which Xbox was the main. Now Xbox is now turned into the side piece. So it's going to eventually come to where, and this is where I think that Xbox, and I know this is a funny scenario, because if my wife heard me say that, she would like, what did you say? Nothing. But the real thing here is that I think this is what Xbox's overall strategy is trying to do. Xbox is really wanting to try to force Xbox gamers to go to where Xbox has always been, PC. I think that's just where it is. I think that's the ultimate thing, to where they can finally get away from the whole console war aspect, like I brought up the other day, and the fact that Microsoft is PC. So therefore, go home, come back home. I know that we got you guys because of the console, but come home to the PC. Come to where you belong. And slowly but surely, I find myself playing on PC quite a bit. I play on my Xbox more. My stats always prove that I play on my Xbox more. But Oculus fan said, nah, just tell your wife it's an anthology. No, my wife knows. I talk like that all the time. So it's not like she would think that I'm really out there doing no crazy shit like that. But it's the thing that this is the point of how just bringing it down like that. So it's that thing to me is where, like, yeah, I'm not caring about the frames to that degree. I'm, like I said, I'm still a graphic whore, so that's my thing. So that's why I upgraded my PC, because I want the graphics. So like, I'll play it on quality mode but I also now found myself, now I have to have to be honest about this. I have caught myself, like, if a game is not, if the game is at 60 frames per second, I don't like it. And I know that's weird. Like, because I don't care. Like, when I'm playing on my Xbox, I don't care. Because I'm like, I know what my Xbox is providing me. But on my PC, because of the money that I spent on building my PC, I'm like, nah, bro, I want to play more than 60 frames per second. But see, again, I'm a person that wants, like, fighting and shooting games, I'm performance mode. But on, like, games like this, see, the only reason why it's, you know what I'm saying, like, the game looks good for playing, but I'm only showing the stream from 1080p. But I'm playing the game in 4K, and I'm playing it in quality mode. So that's why you see I think it's showing the what's called. And I'm cool with that. If I'm getting, like, Black Myth Wukong, it's optimized. Black Myth is not optimized right. But I got it to where I could get anywhere from 80 to 100 frames. I had a blast because the game, because I got the visuals that I wanted. Now again, the one thing I won't tolerate though is that, yeah, I want all the bells and whistles, but then, you know what I'm saying, I got a 48. I can only do so much. So, you know what I'm saying? So like when I was trying to play it at I think it's amazing ray tracing. Yeah, nah, bro. It was like, nah, it was hitting 40 frames, 30, 40 frames. And like, I'm like, no. I could play that on my console and then be cool with that. But now this is on this rig that I will pay money for. Now we're gonna have to raise those frames up. So I have become a little more stickler about that when it comes to the PC side of it. I'm not a stickler about consoles because I just know that consoles is always going to have 30 frames per second, so I don't trip out about that like that. But no, that's the thing. I feel you, and I feel you when you say what was that? Like he says I'm gonna need to play that Gears collection at 144 frames, brother. I gotta feel you on that. I feel you on that. I feel you. Because then, yeah, this time, yeah, I'm gonna put some work in on. I'm gonna learn how to play some Gears a little bit. When I was playing with Don and others, because they played a lot of Gears, I got better. But yeah, no, I gotta get better with that. So I don't know. Let's see. Dutch said, Big Bad Mo said, Xbox is all I got, and I might get a Switch too. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, for me, it's like I've invested to future proof because that's where the conversations that I had a few years ago was like, I'm like, man, I want to get this. You know, we heard the rumors about the PlayStation 5 Pro and things about that, and I'm like, man, do I really want to invest in the PlayStation 5 Pro, or do I want to go ahead and invest into a PC? Because I already have my PC, but should I upgrade it? And I said, you know what? I'm going to upgrade it. And I'm going to upgrade it, and that way, if for some reason something crazy happens or whatever, and I don't want to get, you know, and because I still got to get a new TV too, because my TV is old. TV is 10 years old now, and so I'm just like, you know what? I might need to get a new TV, whatever. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to make this investment. And I haven't regretted my investment of upgraded PC at all. So that's my thing. Is like, hey, if I think Xbox really wants that to happen, I think Xbox really wants Xbox gamers to just kind of just come home to us. This is what we are. We are PC. Let's just go ahead. And the one thing too that is a cool thing that PlayStation can't necessarily stop is where if Xbox does some kind of weird hybrid thing with Steam and others, that Xbox will still be able to play PlayStation games. There will be now again, and so that could be another reason why PlayStation will do a launcher, and they kind of maybe know that Xbox is going to do something crazy like that, and then they can't take Xbox to be sued. It's because of the fact of like, we're putting our games on PlayStation. Judge, why is it that why is it that our Xbox gamers can't get PlayStation games? Why are we still locked up in a box? And kind of flip this whole thing in a whole nother direction, and then make a whole nother discussion of why we just don't have an open platform for everything. This could be the ultimate strategy for Xbox to try to get this win, because Xbox definitely want to get out the console war, and Xbox has already done it now. This is the console war is dead. It's over. It's finito. Titans. This is a whole different thing now. And I would not be surprised if Xbox going to try to do so, because Sony is not going to. I mean, hell, Sony is petty as hell. Sony just sent a DCMA to a strike to the developer, to one of the developers of Bloodborne, that made a 60 frames per second patch to take that off. Because Sony probably most likely is going to do some kind of Bloodborne remake, remaster, or something, and charge the gamers for it instead of giving it for free, because gamers has been asking for that, and gamers is, you know what I'm saying, instead of just working with from software to wait on working on a sequel to Bloodborne, they're going to find a way to sit there and try to make more money off of their game. Petty as hell. Petty. So definitely PlayStation will take this to court, but Xbox got a way out. We have all of our library on PlayStation. PlayStation decides to want to lock games away under their umbrella. How's that fair to us when we sit here and we're giving quality games to the PlayStation community, to the Nintendo community, to PC community, to the mobile community, and PlayStation is still locking games behind a paywall, behind red lines? Man, if this is the new strategy, I don't know. We'll see. Tell it again, bro. Say it again. Hey, Dutch is over here trying to talk big bad mode to sit there and he says, what OLED do you have? I don't have an OLED, brother. I don't believe it. I don't have an OLED. I have a Q90R Samsung. I'm a Samsung dude. I will continue to be a Samsung dude. Like, that's that loyalty thing with me. I've had LG TVs, and all of them have failed on me. I even had an LG monitor. That LG monitor is in my closet because it wigged out. Every LG that I had is, and I have not had the OLED LG, but my OLED TVs, the brands right under the OLEDs, and then my OLED, I'm sorry, not my LG monitor, widescreen monitor. All of them failed. And so I'm just kind of like, you know what, LG, I know LG is a good quality. The Up brand is a great quality TV, but I don't trust them at all. I mean, like I said, I've been had this Q90R for Samsung for 10 years now. Not one problem, one issue, nothing. I even gave the upgrade for 120p, because at the time it wasn't 120p gaming. It gave an upgrade for free. Cool. I love this TV. This TV, you know, still standing, but it is at the point now where it's like, okay, I see differences, especially now when I got my Samsung monitor here, this is my Odyssey, but I'm just kind of like, yo, nah, I got to upgrade. So I probably will get I will probably get an OLED or a mini, Samsung, but we'll see. We'll see. But whatever it is, it's going to be, it's either going to be a Sony TV or a Samsung TV. It will not be an LG TV though. That's the TV that I got though. You know what I'm saying? Cheers. Ocular Fan says I got the LG C2 OLED. Yeah, I know, popular. Big Mamo says I got the LG CX. Oh, you got the big boy. And then Dutch says, oh man, that's bad luck. I never had problems with LG. I know every LG I gave my LG to my daughter when I got a bigger television for the front room, and she had it for what, like another 6-7 months, and then she was like, oh, we just had to get rid of it because the screen messed up on it. Like, I'm like that. So I'm out on the LGs. I'm just out of them. I don't excuse me. Every last one of my LGs went bad on me. Yeah, the CX, that's what I'm saying. If you buy the high-end LG, you should be fine. but every other LG that I've had before that, and then just other people that friends and family that's bought LGs has had those TVs mess up like that. There's only been two Samsungs that I had, and I finally figured out how to, and it's pretty crazy. It's not that hard to replace those little boxes in the back of those TVs, because I went to my wife's my father-in-law's house, and we did it together. And so, like, you know, we was trying to figure it out because he bought the part for it, and I was like, oh, this shit is that simple. So for people out there that maybe have those issues, yeah, it's not that hard to take apart and to do it. It isn't, because I was like, oh man, well, and then there was another TV, and I did it for that one. Well, no, I'm sorry, I was going to do it for that one, but then they just bought another television. So, and they bought them an LG. So we'll see how long that bad boy lasts. Ocular Fan said, my C2 has been fantastic, just the more vibrant colors. It's like a Vizio 3D TV, just more better. Yes, my first TV was, that was my first TV. That was my first TV. That was my first, it was not my first TV, but it was my first big time TV, was the Vizio 3D TV. Man, you had them big ass black glasses. Oh man, that was dope, because I had a projection screen, and then I moved to the Vizio 3D TV. So yeah, I feel you on that, man. To be so young to have a Vizio 3D, that's wild. That's wild. I always wanted those Curbs 3Ds, but then everybody hated on them, so I was glad I didn't get one of those. And then after that, I just got on. It was on sale to have I seen a Samsung on sale, and I didn't know what kind of Samsung it was. I just knew it had a great picture. It was on display, and it was an open box. And I picked it up, and it was only $400. Come to find out that TV was like $1,700. And after that, I've been a fan of Samsung TVs ever since then. Never left the Samsung television for my purposes, that for my room or for my gaming space. I did buy a Sony Bravia 4K television, but that was it. He says Mega First TV was a floor model Zenith. Shut up, sucker. No, my first TV that I bought was a plasma TV. I'm sorry, not a plasma TV. My homeboy had a plasma TV. It was a projector TV, an older, one of those big, huge, heavy ass projector TVs. It was crazy. He says, yeah, it was back in 2012. I was 8 years old. Yeah. Okay. So how you gonna say that was your parents that got that TV, sucker? Yeah. So yeah, that's about the time that I got my TV. Yeah, it was like 2009, 2010, something like that, when I got that 3D, the Vizio 3D. Pretty good stuff. Anyway, all right, let me get to this last point here, and then we're gonna get out of here. And that is talking about the Scalpers. Just be real brief on that. It's pretty crazy. The Scalpers won again. Like I seen that there was a lot of people that was trying to get the 50 series, the video cards, and there was people that was standing in line. I think that there was out there at the Micro Center. I seen that there were they said 60, 70 people out there, and only 4 people got it. It was almost kind of like how it was with the Series X and the PlayStation 5. It's that bad. It was that bad, man. That's crazy. I don't know how they could fix that. It's unfortunate. And then when you see the prices of the especially the 5090, they're over here asking for $3,000. Oh my God, man, it's crazy, man. Thank you so much, Verge. Appreciate it, brother. He did a super chat, and I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. He says, glad you're back, Mega. I'm glad I'm back too, brother. I'm glad I'm back. I'm still, you know what I'm saying? I'm probably the 4th, whenever the 4th of February come, I probably won't be in good shape to be doing no stream if it's following on one of my days to stream, because that'll be the year anniversary of my mom passed, so I won't be in a good place. But so if it falls on one of the days of doing that, then that's what happened. That's what it is. But yeah, but no, I'm glad to be back, man. I'm glad to be doing my streaming and doing all that stuff, man. Like I said, I just got to be more consistent on doing my fight nights and things of that nature, and then saying that I'm going to be bringing sports night and stuff like that to the table. So got to be consistent with that. But other than that, like, yeah, I've been having fun doing these my thoughts, man. It's been real fun. So thank you so much for the super chat. All right, yeah, but back to that point, I just briefly, like I said, it's not cool to, I don't know, man. I don't know how these companies could try to get away from that. I knew that I wasn't going to be the first early adopter of the 50 series. I most likely will probably get one. That means I might have to upgrade my my CPU. I kind of want to go back to AMD, the CPU, but then that means I would have to change my whole motherboard. So I don't know if I want to do all that. So I am not now. So I probably will just go ahead and just get the upgraded CPU, and then go ahead and get that 50 series, so I won't have a serious bottleneck. And then, like I said, I'm going to get the 5080. I'm not worried about the 5090. And besides that, it's going to be a long time before any of this stuff is going to be available anyway. I don't know why these companies do this crazy stuff where they have only a limited supply, and then they take so long to want to bring it out. And then these scalpers just take it. I guess, well, we understand that the money aspect, because they're going to get their money. But man, you would think that they would have some kind of workaround to benefit the customers better. But I guess in a sense, I mean, it's like, hey, you know what? These people are paying the money. Let the customers figure it out. I don't know, but there's no way in hell that I'm going to pay $3,000 for no 40 because I think it's like what I think I've seen some 5080s for like $2,000 or something like that. It ain't happening. It ain't happening at all. So I don't know. He said those Xenias had good speakers. They did have good speakers. He says Oculus said it still counts, sucker. Nah, sucker, that don't count, sucker. It don't. Your parents get the credit, sucker, not you. But you know what I'm saying? But yeah, you was just watching it. You was enjoying it. Ain't no problem with it. All right, guys, I really do appreciate it, man. I hope y'all have a good Friday night, Friday evening. I know that there's a lot of podcasts tonight. Y'all enjoy them. I'm finna go hang out with the wife and have a good time. So get ready for that. And then when I get home, I'm gonna probably play some more Spider-Man. You know, I kind of been holding out, playing Resistance, but I was mostly messing around trying to get these settings right to where I felt comfortable. So now since I got the settings where I need them to be, now I'm finna be all in. I'm at the part where what's his name finally comes through. And I stopped it at that point, but I had to start it over from. That's why you see the gameplay you're seeing here where Craven was coming in. I guess they was taking Scorpion and Martin Lee to they were taking them to another facility, and then now you've seen that they were coming to invade on them. So, and I think that was where that cool scene where they first showed the gameplay of Spider-Man 2, where they were on the water and they were fighting. So I was like, oh no, I want to wait till I see that and enjoy it, so I can see it with the ray tracing and all that. So, all right, guys, I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. I will be back here. If not trying to stream something tomorrow evening, I will definitely be here for five. Well, I always say definitely, and then I don't do it. But I'm going to try to. Let me just say that. Let me say I'm going to try to be here for Sunday night for fight night, and I hope you guys will come and check me out. I don't know what games it will be. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But I will. But I hope you guys will check me out then. And if not, for some reason, I don't know. That if I don't do fight night, then you'll catch me Tuesday and Wednesday for sure. So I hope you guys will. I hope you enjoyed the show. Thank you for so many people checking us out tonight. And I will see you guys tomorrow. He said, hey, heads up. And I was going to ask you that, Big Bad Mo. Did you? Hold on, let me show that. Hey, did you? This gameplay. So Spider-Man ain't still in for you. You say Spider-Man still sucks. Man, I'm telling you, if Spider-Man came to Xbox, you'd be playing this shit. You would, no doubt. All right, man, I'm out. Peace.